insane? Is it possible? Still I ask myself, are we, am I? Our game is not logical, but you contemplate, are we, am I?
We are here. We are ready to go. Team Canada is moments away from also being ready to go. I'm not worried about this one. Team USA, on the other hand, I'm worried about that one if we get there. But we got to take care of business here first, obviously. Like this is the one that's in front of us right now. You take care of business, you have a good game, you build momentum, you show everybody that there's nothing to be worried about. You are still Team Canada, and this is hockey. This is our sport. That is what you do today. And then you worry about the Americans when you get there on Thursday. Hopefully. But you got to win this one first. Speaking of the Americans, they're on like a crazy shutout streak. Sorry, that's on my brain because I just watched them beat Sweden. And they allowed a goal in their first game of this tournament and then have not allowed a goal since. Canada, a little bit of a different tourney on their side. But now with MPP, like second game back, everything's kind of set. We know we're going with René Desbiens. That's the goaltender for the gold medal. That's the goaltender for today. Canada can settle in here and do what they do, and that is dominate in hockey. Puck has been dropped. semifinal matchup. A chance at a gold is on the line today as Canada is taking on Switzerland. USA played Sweden. Couple super chats right away from the fine folks in the chat. If you are here hanging out right now, I need you to hit like. If you really like us, I need you to hit subscribe and show the channel a little love here. Shelton and Sophie Jakes, Claire Thompson and Aaron Ambrose, Katie Tabin on the back end. They're showing some of the lineups there. We got a super chat here from Francois Labelle that says, "Go Canada, go." Yes, go Canada, go indeed. Very important note from SLS. Traditionally, I have worn the same uniform when I'm doing all my streams. So throughout the Blue Jays streams in the postseason, I wore my, we got a stoppage there. That's going to be offside on Switzerland. I wore my Jays jersey, the mid-2000s Jays ones with the J thing. And then I changed that up for Game 7 and 6 of the World Series, and they lost those games. Disgusting. I'm not wearing my Canada baseball jersey because I forgot to put it on, but it's right next to me, and I'm going to switch it on first commercial break. Canada probably won't score up until I put that on, and then the floodgates will open. Sedin Magic 1590. What a little Sedin Magic in the chat. We love our Sedin Magic in the chat. Ladies, if you care about the children, you will win this game. Thank you, Sedin Magic. Traditional super chat to kick us off here. Thank you for tuning in. Francois Labelle with the super chat earlier as well that said, "Fighting for love." Yes, fighting for love. I only noticed that I wasn't wearing the baseball jersey until you mentioned it there. So thank you, chat, for hanging out here on this Monday afternoon. And we have 5 SDP VIP gifted memberships from Francois Labelle. We haven't even checked in with the game really yet. Only one shot on goal on that first shift by Canada. They got that shot on goal. Let me get this clock lined up for you with what's on my television screen so you can lock in your television screen with my screen and we can watch this program together. Icing here. Canada's going to get it at the other end. Kristen O'Neill goes off for a change. She's been fantastic for Team Canada this Olympic run. I think Troy Ryan should be playing her more. I think that fourth line has had one of the best impacts for Canada in this tourney. Her with Julia Gosling and Jen Gardner have been some of my favorite hockey out of this club this Olympics. And Troy Ryan isn't playing them enough. You know, run Julia Gosling into the ground. Who cares? It's the Olympics. She doesn't need her legs. She can just play and play and play. Same with Christine O'Neill. Same with Jen Gardner. And we have a play at the line there. It's going to be offside once again on Switzerland as they try and enter the zone. They can't get anything going. Canada's been fantastic against these opponents that aren't America, and I expect Canada to deliver some more of that today against Switzerland. User GH47G1YB2B says, "Let's go Switzerland," with the $2 super chat. Gosh darn. Actually, it's a 2CHF super chat. That one was bought with a different currency. Here's Switzerland coming in the middle of the ice, and they shoot. Is that going to be offside? Or was that safe? Again, offside. Wow. Yo, crowd is not happy. Alina Mueller takes a late shot on goal on Anne-Renee Desbiens, and a little bit of booze coming down from the crowd in Milan. You don't like a late shot like that. Laura Stacey's coming up the wing here. Breaks to the net. Oh! Laura Stacey almost opens the scoring with a nice rush. All by herself. Beats the defender clean around the corner. But she can't finish it. Because she's Canadian, not Finnish. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. Hold on. I think I got somebody laughing. There you go. That's a lot of laughter. Wasn't that funny? Calm down. Oh, that one guy's choking. Oh, my goodness. There's no way it was that funny. And Renee Davies playing the puck behind her net. Canada's going to break out here unsuccessfully as Switzerland's able to get the puck at center ice. And they're going to dump it back down. And Davies is going to play the puck once again as Jocelyn Rock takes the puck from her. And they head ahead up ice with Sarah Nurse. That is the Sarah Nurse, Malte, Brianne Jenner line that's out there now. Demon Hunter, I should say. Demon Hunter Mogg says, boo, down in front with the super chat. I deserve that. I deserve a little booing. Canada's going to send this puck down into the Swiss end. They dump and they change. And Switzerland's going to unsuccessfully dump as they can't retrieve the puck. Their MVP's on the ice. Top line's on the ice. Let's see what they can do. That's Sarah Fillier, Darryl Watson, MPP, who are on that first line for Canada. We are 5 minutes into this bad boy, and it's still only 2 shots on goal for Canada. None for Switzerland yet. Davies hasn't been tested. And Switzerland once again dumps and changes. They haven't been able to get anything going offensively. Whenever they try and break through, it seems like they have an offside call. Whenever they get the puck and they send it in deep, they have to go for a change. Canada's really controlling this game so far, 6 minutes in. Emily Clark's going to try and bring this thing through the zone. Actually, it's Laura Stacy there who's got to send it in and then go for a change. Hey, we have super chats. Wes Richard. We love Wes Richard. Little confetti for Wes. That is 5 gifted SDP VIP memberships from Wes. Here we go. That's Emma Malte. Busy legs, Malte. They never stop. She shoots from a bad angle. Puck goes through. Malte again. Good shot. Can't get through again. Can't beat the goaltender there. It's a good save. If you received a gifted membership from Wes Richard, please thank Wes. Plays here at center ice with Jenner trying to fish the puck out of the feet. Kristen O'Neill hops out. Fourth line out there. Katie Tabin joining the rush from the back end there. Katie Tabin's the 7th defenseman that Canada's rolling out here today. The women's side, much more comfortable running 13 forwards and 7 defensemen. The men's teams, they're not comfy with it. But the women's games, like, they got it down in how they're rotating these lineups with the extra forward and extra defenseman. But the men's team seem to struggle within what to do with that extra forward and defenseman. So, just a little observation by the man on your screen there, watching these games. MPP can't get a pass there. She gets tied up in front. We're going to have an offside here? No. Linesman's arms up, but they clear the zone successfully. And are Swiss going to get their first shot on goal here? They're finally setting up in the offensive zone. We're at 11:25 left in the period, and Switzerland, for the first time, is setting up in the offensive zone. Can they get a shot through? No. That one's sent to the back and wide, and they don't come away with it. Still no shots on goal for Switzerland. Super chat. You said stuttering? Stuttering like the frame rate? Or stuttering in the audio? Let me know. Let me know. We have a super chat here from Demon Hunter Mog that says, what do you think about the speed/age of our squad versus USA? I've been very honest about this. Oh, I also have to put on my baseball sweater. I have a t-shirt underneath. I'm not just getting naked on stream. Hold on. Let me undo this. Demon Hunter's like, what do you think about the team? Oh, frame rate, audio's okay. Is it still? Is the frame rate still stuttering? Oh, we're dropping frames. Okay, hold on. Let's check everything. Let's check that everything's good. Oh, hold on. All right, hold on. Let's get this. Okay, we're gonna solve this. We're gonna make it good. Oh, it's definitely our internet here. Internet slow. We got a little bit of internet issues. This is rare in this building because we just upgraded to the fastest internet that's available in Canada. So we rarely have internet issues. So I'm guessing it's some sort of issue with our actual service provider. Yeah. Yeah. It is our service provider that's a little slow here. Oh, no. Okay, hold on. Let me try and fix this. I wonder if Maddie is just streaming hundreds of hours of video content right now. You know, maybe she's like trying to download GTA. I got to tell Maddie to stop downloading all of GTA while I'm streaming. Okay, maybe I'm going to keep moving just so it's even more stuttery for everybody. All right, if you can hear me, that's cool. If you can hear me, that's fine. It'll be like listening to the radio. Keep your eyes on the game, and we'll just be chit-chatting. But it definitely looks like our internet's a little slow. Let's lock back into this game here. Let me get on the baseball jersey. That'll require a little bit of muting myself. Here we go. How is that? How is that with the drop frames? Got the headset off so I can put this on. We have our baseball jersey that we've been wearing. This is a World Baseball Classic jersey from 09. I've owned this since 2009. I bought this like when I was a child in 2009. I didn't pay for it. My parents bought it for me as a gift because if you didn't know, I grew up huge baseball fan. Let me just drop this score bug as we go to a TV timeout here. I grew up a huge baseball fan. The World Baseball Classic came. Was this the first one? I think this is the first ever World Baseball Classic, and I wanted a jersey, and they got me a jersey, and I've had it ever since. It still fits me. Like, this is kind of impressive, right? Still fits me. 2009, I would have been how old? 2009. How old am I in 2009? 2009. 1992. Oh, yeah, I was 17. 17 when I got this. Still, I guess I got a baggie. Still fits. All right. Demon Hunter says, Steve chewed the wire. Hell yeah. What does that get? Low confetti. Low confetti for Steve chewing the wire. We are going to be having some fun here today. We're going to be opening hockey cards. Hockey card packs. Tim Hortons hockey cards packs. I'll have those for you at first intermission. I apologize for the dropped frames. Our internet connection is really slow right now. I don't know what it is. It must be a service issue because we do have very fast internet. Or Maddie is upstairs just downloading hundreds of gigabytes of stuff. We got a penalty here. I believe they're calling a penalty on Emma Malte as she's in the box. Oh, no. Oh, Emma! No! You can't do that! Emma, we love your ruthless aggression. But not like that. You gotta hold back a little. That was a clear body check. That was a clear body check from Emma. And you can't do that at the Olympics. You can do that in the P-Dub. That's why we love you. That was a Tom Wilson level hit. You can't check. No. There's no illegal. That was an illegal check in Olympic hockey. We also get a super chat that I missed. Francois LaBelle said donuts. Yes, we're going to be looking for a donut card in our Tim Hortons pack of hockey cards. Here we go. Still no shots on goal here for Switzerland. They've killed, Canada has, over a minute of this power play. What a great PK. There's how you pick up your teammate, Canada. You love that. You love to see when one of your best locker room players, and she might be the best. Uh-oh. There's a chance for Switzerland front, but they can't get the puck. Whew. Jocelyn Larocque is able to clear that one. Emma Malte is probably the best locker room presence for Team Canada. Maybe on either side, like her and Brad Marchand. And when she takes a penalty like that, and you're like, that's not great. The best thing you can do as her teammate is pick her up and kill that penalty. And Canada did successfully there. Doesn't allow a shot on goal. Doesn't even allow a chance for Switzerland. We're back to even strength. She's out of the box. She has the puck behind the net. 7 minutes to go in this first period. Canada here trying to get a goal to open this scoring. They're pressuring here. Darryl Watts and Poulin playing pitch and catch. Missed the shot, though. Missed the net. That was a close call. Germany here. Turn around. MPP saves it at the line, though. Tries a little tip. Can't tip it past the goaltender. Sarah Fillier wide open in the slot. Can't hit the net. Oh. Sarah Fillier standing there wide open and sends it over the net. We got a super chat here from Francois Labelle that says you should upgrade from dial-up. Internet here today, this afternoon. It's better now, right? Where frame rates have fixed themselves. Is our connection good again? Chat, are we back? Are we back in HD? Coming to you? How's the frame rate now? Frame rate that. Looks like our internet's kicking back in. But the arm movements probably are not doing it any. It's not helping. All right. Well, it was. Did I throw it out of whack with my arms? Is that how I do it? Is that what's ruining the internet? Robert Malloy is running the chat here today. If you're having fun in the chat, it's all because of Robert Malloy. Modding that thing and making it a good environment. Does not like my arm movements. Here's a shot from Canada from deep. Chelsea says it froze at the chop. I'm not joking. How about that chop? How about that chop? Here we go. Emma Molte back out there with her line. That includes Sarah Nurse and Brianne Jenner. I'm feeling that energy line. I'm feeling that energy line here. Might be able to get something done on this shift. You know, fingers. Oh, they're coming off. MVP is back out there. First line's out there. Okay. Jocelyn Larocque trying to fish the puck from the Switzerland captain there behind the net. Canada's got to turn the other way. Natalie Spooner has not skated yet. I haven't seen her out on the ice. Xfinity Fire with the question. I haven't seen her. I haven't seen her out on the ice. They usually use her on the power play exclusively, like in those first two games. I didn't see her much at 5-on-5, and we only saw her at 5-on-5 when MPP was out. Oh! That puck squeezed out in front, off of her, it hits the boards. Oh, wow, that was right off the post. Wow, that sat in the crease, and Switzerland's able to clear it. That's the biggest opportunity of the game so far for Canada. Here's Claire Thompson doing a little dangling. Emily Clark with the shot. And there is a save. We're getting some chances here. We're getting some chances here. Just can't finish it. That was a good shot by Clark there. Yo, is that true? Oh, first of all, let me answer a couple of these questions. One, HYUIPPJK4207. I don't think I can say that. It says, what camera is that you are shooting with, Jesse? Just interested as a video nerd. I'm using a Nikon right now, or old Nikon, but it's perfect for a webcam. It's D7500. Old Nikon D7500, perfect for webcam. It's not the lens it comes with. It's a Nikon lens, but it's I think a newer lens. This camera is like really old. Really old in my terms is it's like 5 years-ish. We've had it here at the studio, so yeah, that's what we're streaming with right now. Then we had All Sports 29 said the guy who fought Wilson was just suspended by his own nation for the rest of the tournament. Is that true? What was his name? He's been suspended for the rest of the tournament by France? That's crazy. That's insane. Oh yeah, Robert Malloy. Oh, that puck hit the crossbar. Hold on here a second. Another opportunity for Canada. Thank you for sending this along, Robert. Switzerland looking for their first shot on goal. That's tipped and it's wide. That one's up and out of play. 2:25 left. We're going to have an offensive zone face-off for the Swiss team. Krinen, is that how I'm saying that? Krinen? I don't know how to say it in French. The guy who fought Tom Wilson against Canada has been banned for the rest of the Olympics by his own National Hockey Federation. That's from Arpin Basu. So France has decided to suspend him for his actions against Tom Wilson. That's crazy. He was a goon. We talked about it on today's Steve Dangle podcast, actually. He was a goon in his own league, and some French fans were upset that he even made the team. I don't know what the equivalent would be. It's not quite like Ryan Reeves making Team Canada, but he's not an offensive talent. He had like 80 penalty minutes in like 20 games. Here's Emma Malte taking a puck from the Swiss defender, trying to cut into the middle of the ice, but gets the puck stolen from her stick there. Oh. The Swiss team did, by the way, register their first shot on goal. By the way. They do have one. They were not going to be shut out on the shot counter for this first period. They have one shot here. 8 for Canada, which is good. We're going to have a stoppage in play as that it was offside. Sarah Fillier comes in offside. Update here. Robert Malloy writes, the French committee apparently judged that it was him appearing to taunt the crowd as he left the ice after already being ejected. That tipped it over for them. Ooh. Is the French Hockey Federation a little sensy? Are they some sensy boys? Like, to me, that's sports. We're talking about suspending him for taunting the crowd. That's... Come on. That's ridiculous. Ooh. Francois, James Stemler. Thank you, James. Shout out James. Always here hanging out in chats on our live streams. James is a huge supporter of SDPN with these with the watching of these live streams. Here's Canada. Shot on goal. Emily Clark's trying to fish it loose. Trying to bang it home. The goalie lies on it. And Emily Clark can't shovel it into the back of the net off of that Shelton shot. Ella Shelton was in there too, trying to make a play. Oh, the puck was loose too. There was a chance. That wasn't like they were just hitting the goalie. That puck was available. And Clark and Shelton just couldn't get that one home. Here we go. Under 30 seconds left. Canada, one last opportunity. Maybe. No. Swiss team looks like they are going to dump and change. They're not going to fight for this one for the final couple seconds. Oh, no. They tried to come away with the puck and they couldn't, like it has been all game. Canada, one last chance coming the other way. Shot, save. That's Sophie Jakes with the shot from distance. Could not beat the goaltender. I didn't expect this. Tie ball game. 0-0 for our European soccer folks. 0-0. But if we look at the shot tracker, 13-1 illustrates how actually close it was. Let's be honest here. No real opportunity for the Swiss team to score. That was real good domination of the possession for Team Canada. They come close on a couple opportunities. That one right at the end there where Shelton and Clark are trying to bang that one home. That was close. And Malte had a shot earlier. That was a nice save. MPP had a one-timer she missed. Good chances, good pressure. Like when I'm seeing, you know, if you keep doing that, you'll get some goals. Right? Right? James Stemler here with the super chat. To clarify, I know PWHL allows hitting. I guess I'm just addressing my curiosity about why it's always been treated that way until recently. So the PWHL is, we forget, it's new, right? And they've decided with their rules to go away from the international ice hockey rules where hitting isn't allowed in the women's game. Body checking, deliberate hitting of the body, like I don't know what I'm gonna bang loose, and this stream might go offline as I try and do demonstrations of body checking. But when you're up against somebody else and you're going, yeah, and pretend I'm Malte and I'm trying to knock down Mueller and I'm just, that's illegal. That is illegal. If we are just battling with the puck here and I'm just fishing the puck and we're just playing and I'm like, I'm shoulder checking you, that's legal. But in international ice hockey on the women's side, that checking is illegal. So they can't do that. But in the P-dub, you can check, and that's the way they've decided to go with the rules because, yeah, obviously they should be playing like that. And I think the IIHF needs to switch it over to those rules. And I hope when they go to the French Alps is the next Winter Games. When they go to the French Alps, I hope by then the IIHF has decided to go with the P-dub rules for the women's hockey. Because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's antiquated. Their main league now, which has only existed for 2 years, so let's all give them grace for that. But now that they have their league, their professional league, where they have these rules, you're hoping now that the IIHF will adopt those rules to the international game. So, yes, it's illegal. It's always been that way, and they haven't changed because the rules are antiquated. And now that they have their own league where they have better rules, I hope they pick up those rules. All right. We have a last year super chat from Francois Labelle that says, I'm here drinking along oolong tea, just eating local bakery donuts. Thank you for bringing up the donuts because we got to open this pack of hockey cards here to try and find donuts. You can get a donut card. Ooh, Devin says the SDHL added body checking for the 22-23 season. I hope it gets adopted worldwide for the women's game. Tim Hortons. Get these hockey cards packs at your local Tim Hortons. If you are in Canada, if you are American or anywhere else in the world, you're not going to get Team Canada hockey cards because we're special and we get these. Get them at your local Tim Hortons. We are looking for signed Nathan McKinnon cards, signed Crosby cards. We have our base card of Crosby there in the one slot. We have a whole bunch of other cards we've collected over the course of these streams, but we have not found a single donut card, and we have not found a signed card. So here we go. Let's do this. I'm going to do this secretly with you. I'm not going to know what I'm pulling until you know what I've pulled, and we'll all do it together. So the middle card is always the special card. So we pull the top card. If you haven't been here before, we pull the top card first. Logan Stankoven. This is first. I've never had a Logan Stankoven. This is the base card that you get. Team Canada regular base cards. He played at the World Juniors in 23, World Juniors in 22, the World Under 18 in 21, and 19 he played in the Under 17 Hockey Challenge. Logan Stinky Stankoven. All right. Now the back card. That is a Jordan Eberle. I think these are two cards I don't have. Jordan Eberle. World Championship 2018, 2015, 2013, 2012, and 2011. All the years he played at the World Championships. Jordan Eberle. Look at that. Look at that one. That's a good card. That's a good Eberle. All right, here we go. A special one. The one in the middle. It is, hey, look at that. A Celebrated Prodigies Sarah Fillier. Sarah Fillier, Celebrated Prodigies. It says, Fillier made her Olympic debut in 2022 and ranked second among all skaters with 8 goals as Canada claimed gold. So that's going to go. I have a Celebrated Prodigies pile. So we have collected the Macklin Celebrini, Celebrated Prodigies. We've collected the John Tavares, Celebrated Prodigies. And now we have the Sarah Fillier, Celebrated Prodigies. Is this live? This Big Air free ski? Is this live? Oh, Canada, this is a new gold? No way! I thought this was a replay. Did we just get women's free ski Big Air gold? Yo, bring out the raccoons! Isn't this Eileen Goo's event? Yo, Megan Oldham! Yeah, Megan! Woo! Yo, shout out Megan. Yo, so she's going to do her run here just for showboating purposes. Megan, you are a gold medalist at the 2026 Olympic Games. Congratulations. Thank you for bringing one home for Canada. Who cares that you fell? Oh, man. She went for something big. Well done. Well done, Megan. All right. I'm going to play you a clip from the Chris Johnston show where they talk about the Olympics. And Team Swiss on the men's side surprising some people. So I'm going to play you that, and then I'm going to be back at the end of that clip for the second period of Canada-Swiss on the women's side. So here we go. Enjoy intermission content.
I would say Switzerland. If anyone has been following along in the SDPN ballots, I picked them as my bronze medal winner, which would I do grant would, you know, that's not the favorite pick, but for me they're a little closer to the top level teams, I think, than some people notice, especially, you know, probably North American hockey fans that aren't watching the World Hockey Championship to the degree I do. Anyway, my point is they still beat 2 pretty good countries here back to back, and beat them decisively 10-1 in aggregate. So yeah, I don't know where you want to go next. We can probably go down all the different rabbit holes, but that's as dominant as you should expect. Honestly, you could not script that better if you're the Canadian team. Again, other than the small caveat of losing one player to injury, and even Josh Morrissey's injury doesn't sound overly serious.
Yeah, I think you nailed it right with the quality of opponents that they played in those first 2 games. With no disrespect to Italy or France, just throwing them out as examples. And we know how those two teams have played to start off this tournament. But we would be talking about the Canadians in a completely different light, I think, if they had a 10-1 aggregate on those 2 teams compared to Czechia and Switzerland, who I think are much higher quality teams in comparison to those 2 squads I just mentioned. I like the fact that they looked as good as they did against those 2 teams. How they'll fare against some of the other quality opposition, we'll see as this tournament goes along. But especially with the way they're built up at the top, I mean, putting yourself in a position where you can have a line with McDavid, McKinnon, and Celebrini, those shifts when those 3 players have appeared together, like if you're trying to put together like a death lineup, you're thinking, hey, we need a goal in the last minute or something. Don't be surprised if we see those 3 players combined together. They combined for a goal against Switzerland today. They were all world. Those 3 players, I thought, today.
Yeah, I mean, what are they? 3 of the top 4 scorers in the NHL right now? I mean, and all number one overall picks, like all players with, just Celebrini's a little newer, so he hasn't quite built up the resume yet. But I think we all see where this is going for him with the way his season's been in San Jose, and then even starting this tournament, like looks totally where he should be. That could be one of the best Canadian lines ever. I mean, maybe the best ever. Ultimately, that'll come down to production. Like they have to keep scoring and dominating opponents for us to say that. But I mean, just by name value, how do you beat that? Like, I don't remember any of the Olympics. I'm going back to even 98 with Nagano. Like, I don't remember them ever loading up like Gretzky with the best player of that jet. Like, it's like it's literally a generational line. And it worked, right? Like the idea of putting Nathan McKinnon, frankly, on the wing, it makes sense because Canada has too many centers, and it makes sense because Nathan McKinnon, like, what do you think of him so much? Those powerful sweeping drives up the wing. Like, he's such a powerful skater. So it does make sense. But you would also think, yeah, this is also a guy in the conversation for being one of the best in the world. Like, why would you remove him out of his natural position? Anyway, John Cooper did, and it did pay some immediate dividends against the Swiss. I think they'll stick with it based on what I saw. Because when you look at the Marner, Stone, Crosby unit, I mean, that's effectively the second line. I mean, I know some people call it the third line.
That line's been great too.
To me, that's the second line. And then you've got Suzuki back at his normal position on the third line with Hagel and Wilson. I mean, this is just a deep, deep team. I mean, Brad Marchand has 25 goals this year, and he sat out the Swiss game. So, I mean, like, I don't even know what I don't even know what to say about this team. And the other thing, I actually don't want to get too far deep and miss this point, because I think it is important. These guys have waited so long for this tournament, and it's not just Canadian guys, but I mean, Connor McDavid specifically. I think we can make this about him because he is the best in the sport, right? And we talked about his Players Tribune article, but he hasn't won a lot, even though he's done nothing but blaze up the entire league since he got to the NHL more than a decade ago. He hasn't won a lot as a team, and the Oilers have gotten as close as you can get. But I just feel like he's not, like, what you're seeing from him is he's not going to let this pass by, like, without doing literally everything in his power and more. And he can do more than any player that exists in this moment. Like, he's without question the greatest hockey player on earth. But when you see him out there, like, throwing the body around a bit, how many shots he directed at the net in the first game, especially against Czechia. Like, you could see he came out with that mentality. He's still piled up all these assists, and they're not too many cheesy ones in there. We're talking making those all-world plays with some of the passes he's made. I mean, man, good luck with that. But I think that to see this level of detail from the Canadian team at the start, I think you have to give a lot of credit to him and to Crosby. Like, the guys that lead the team, the fact he got there early, the fact that he's clearly taking this, like, this isn't a holiday. And I know we can laugh about Nathan McKinnon's quotes, and part of me wants to go like, hey, bud, you should also enjoy your life, because you do everything right and still lose a hockey game. So don't lose sight of things. But I mean, look, they've clearly gone there, and they mean business. It's hard right now. It's the early stages. It's hard to see them losing the tournament, honestly. That's just the way I feel.
Connor McDavid, we should focus on him, because you're right. He has put in all this work to be in a position to play for Team Canada and to have a strong chance at winning an Olympic gold medal. Through these two games, we know the skill was always going to be there. We know the pace was also going to be there. I've never seen him this physical at any stretch of his career. 2 games, 2 big hits from the best player in the world, effectively. I don't know if you can think of any other stretch where you've seen him play and he's been willing to throw the body as much as he has. I think Andy Petrillo on the broadcast today said in the NHL he's like 288th among NHL players in hits. Like, this is not a guy. Like, hitting is not an attribute we think of when we think of Connor McDavid, but the fact that he's been willing to throw the body out there has been exceptional.
And the first hit came on his first shift of the tournament, which I don't think it's a mistake. Like, I don't think it's a coincidence. Like, I think it's like he is setting a tone. In the way we see it in movies, leaders always lead with some big speech. But I think the truth is, more often than not, the best hockey players and the best athletes often do it through their performance. I mean, look, you want to be positive with your teammates. You want to pump them up. You want the vibes to be good, all those things. But at the end of the day, I think if a teammate sees Connor McDavid throw that hit, I just think it sends something down a bench that no speech, and John Cooper would be as good a speech maker as you could come up with. But I don't think anything Cooper could say in a dressing room would have the same impact of that from that player on the first shift of the tournament. And then he draws a penalty on his second shift, and then he has a 3-point game. He backs up with another 3-point game. He engages in contact. Like, he looks so focused, so dialed in. We know that Crosby's that way too, but like now you got Celebrini learning under this could be a really special tournament for Canada. Really, I mean, in so many ways, just starting this way, because you're right. Like the way we will remember Sochi in reverse is different than how it was lived. And I can tell you because I was covering it on the ground, but Canada didn't score a lot in that tournament. They didn't have to because they were defensively, they were so sound. But there was a lot of concern, even when they came out of a quarterfinal win over Latvia. Like, at that point, I don't believe Crosby had scored in the tournament. A few other sort of prominent players. Like, it was slow coming. I think process-wise, the team was doing really well. Like, if you looked at shots and chances and everything, but they weren't putting the puck in the net. But to see them explode like this, the power play is obviously lethal. They have 4 lines to run, and then the goaltending to be pretty darn good. I mean, good luck. I mean, the thing is, though, I shouldn't get too far ahead. I mean, I also just watched, and everything I know about figure skating and currently can be fit in this pinky finger. I know more about parenting than figure skating, and I'm still learning about parenting. But I just watched the quad god Ilya Malinin, who was like the most automatic skater ever, but under the biggest moment, he fell to 8th. It was actually hard to watch. But I'm only citing that in this circumstance because even as good as things look, and I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because I do understand the pressure is only going to grow. You get into a quarterfinal game, you could be playing a much smaller hockey country, but we know we've all seen the circumstances where that loss can happen to a top country against a weaker country in a one-off. I mean, Julian, before the Olympics started, I did an interview with Jukka Jalonen, who's coaching Italy at this tournament. He actually said to me, the 4th game is our game because in the way the tournament's structured, we can lose all 3 games in the round robin. But if we win the 4th game, we're into the quarterfinals. But he said that out loud on the record before the tournament started. Like, basically, we're building up to that 4th game to be whatever the absolute best we can be. Now, as it turns out, Italy's actually played a couple really good games to start this tournament. I mean,
love the way they play that Sweden game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's time to get back to the hockey action here. We are ready to drop the puck in the second period. And here we go. Canada, Switzerland. They are underway in the semifinals. Semifinal matchup. Where do you guys land on offside and offsides? Because a lot of people in hockey world are sticklers about not saying offsides because it's you were offside or they're offside, and it's not supposed to be offsides. But if you say offsides, who cares? Like, it also sounds correct. If I'm like, oh, that was offsides, like, that's nothing. Like, who cares? That was offsides. But it's supposed to be offside, I think, technically, in the hockey rule book, it's offside. But to me, offsides sounds all right, too. Oh! MPP to Sarah Fillier, and she is robbed. MPP cutting the corner there perfect. Oh, sorry, Sarah Fillier cutting the corner there perfectly. Passes it to MPP, who gets robbed there. Nice little glove save. Are we on I don't care if somebody says offsides team, or are you on if someone says offsides, I'm going to correct them? Which one? Which side do you lie on? Robert, can you do a poll? And it's like offsides is okay or offsides is not okay? Oh my goodness! That's a puck that's shot from distance. And MPP gets the tip. That's MPP's goal. That is history for Team Canada. Marie-Philippe Poulin is now the all-time leader in goals for Team Canada in Olympic history. As Watts shoots a bouncer from deep and Poulin's able to get a stick on it. No, Poulin shoots it. It just bounces straight in. Nobody touches it. That's Watts to Jakes to Poulin, who just bounces one in for history. That's got to be the ugliest goal for a history-making goal in the history of hockey. I barely understood how that one got through. Marie-Philippe Poulin passes Haley Wickenheiser on the most awkward goal possible. I was like, it went in. She must have been the one who grabbed it and who tipped it in front. No, she was the one who shot it. That's record. That is history. That is the record. MPP, as Emo Jalapeno correctly points out, has 19 career goals for Team Canada. Haley Wickenheiser had 18. And first place is now hers for Team Canada. As Sedin Magic rightly points out, they don't ask how, just how many. Francois Lebel says, MPP, the real MVP. As Canada finally gets one on the board here. I didn't even play this, so much happened. Let's reset that clock for you. Canada goal, MPP history making goal. You love to see it. Julia Gosling almost has another goal there. Okay, so I'm finally seeing the bounce of the Poulin shot. It goes off the foot of the defender. That's what happened. Finally, I've seen a clear replay on where exactly it was tipped. Well done. Well done, Marie-Philippe Poulin. You are one of the greatest hockey players we have ever produced in this country. You deserve that top spot. You have earned that top spot. That is so cool. We've witnessed history here together for Team Canada. Let's continue the history making by getting back to another gold medal game and closing out this one against Switzerland here. Shots are 21-1 for Canada. Stay aggressive, as Can Control Life writes. Don't let your foot off of the gas now. I'm sorry for probably the worst call ever on a history-making goal. I was like, no way that just kind of dribbled in. It must have been tipped. She must have had the tip in there, but off the foot of the defender and a hop, skip, and a jump into the back of the net. That puck had seeing eyes on it. Canada here not allowing Switzerland to do anything this entire game. It has been an ugly performance by Switzerland trying to get their offense going. From an American, congratulations to Captain Clutch. That's from Ronald. It has been, there's finally a shot on goal there. Debian finally sees some action after I've been begging for it. Second shot on goal there for Switzerland. Their offense has been anemic, non-existent. Didn't show up today. They get 2 shots on goal here as we are 5 minutes into the second period. Yo, Sparta says just edit in your call from game 1. In game 1, I thought MPP had the goal, but Natalie Spooner actually got the final touch on one in front. So I did the history-making call for MPP then too. That was the record tying call. And it ended up being Natalie Spooner's goal. Every MPP goal I've never seen clearly. We got a couple super chats I need to get to here. Is MPP Tim Wakefield in disguise? Yeah, great knuckler. That's a good one. Great reference. Chelsea says that's got to be most points by any hockey player. Most points in Olympic history, women's. Who has the most points in all-time women's side? Let's quick Google. Haley Wickenheiser has 51. MPP has 37. Goals on the women's side. So she's got 19. So most goals in Olympic history men's. Ooh, there's a shot by Canada. Career goals, Olympics. Why can't you give me... Oh, hockey. Men's Olympic ice hockey. Harry Watson. That doesn't count. No, that doesn't count. That's this. Okay. Harry Watson owns the all-time record for goals in the Olympics. Harry Watson in 1898 in 5 games had 37 goals. That doesn't count. That shouldn't be a record. I'm going to be honest. We should take that out of the record book. We should take that completely out of the record books. I don't know why we still count that. He clearly wasn't playing the correct modern against like other people who knew how to play hockey. Harry Watson did not face other hockey players. I'm gonna get you the modern day record. Yeah, was that ice hockey? Says Brew Guy. 1898. Thank you for the question. I might bring that up on the podcast. Switzerland is looking a little better. Yanaki. They have been a little bit better in getting some pressure here on Canada, not allowing them to do as much and getting some opportunities for themselves. But I don't think this is going to last very long. It's a brief spurt there for the Swiss team there as the MPP line is back out there. They are looking dangerous here. That's a rebound and a goal. Marie-Philippe Poulin sets the record and is not happy with 19 minutes later. Number 20 is on the board. She collects the rebound, fires it in the back of the net, and that's 20. And of course, because 20, it is now 2-0 for Canada. MPP fighting to the front of the net there, not letting anybody get in her way. Daryl Watts with a nice setup on the initial shot. Daryl Watts doing the beautiful hard stuff, fishing it out of the corner, getting to the front, shooting it on the net, and then MPP not allowing herself to be stopped. Follows up the shot, rebound, goal, number 20, makes it 2-0 on the scoreboard. Canada finally turning it on here. Emo Jalapeno says, witnessing herstory. Herstory makes me think of RuPaul's Drag Race. I know RuPaul likes to call it herstory on Drag Race. But it's been a phrase. Yeah, everybody's kind of taking, like, I know WNBA uses herstory a lot. But it makes me think of Drag Race. We have Francois LaBelle with the super chat. I like the black leaf jersey, but I agree the stripes should go all the way around. Yeah, the stripes are the worst part of that jersey. I don't know why they don't go all the way around. This jersey was beautiful. This World Championship of Hockey. Beautiful jersey. That weird little tournament that the NHL threw together. Love that one. This is my favorite. This might be my favorite Canada jersey ever. Four Nations last year. I love the leaf. The leaf is gorgeous. The Canada, like the smile Canada, and then the like cartoony leaf, and then this. I don't know if you can pick this up, but there's what do you call this? It's like stitching inside of it. You can't see it on camera. Maybe I'll take it off here. Hold on. Maybe you can see it. You can kind of see it here. I don't know if it's going to pick it up. But there's like leaves in this. So like all along, oh, you can kind of see it. All along here, there's leaves. Oh yeah, there's one. So it goes like all the way around. It's so nice. It's this thing that's in here. So see this? Yeah, it goes all the way around the stitching. And then look at that. The arm stripes go all the way around. And then these stop at the seam in an appropriate place for the stripes to stop. How about that? Go figure. One of the best jerseys ever. One of the best jerseys they've ever made for Canada. Yeah, it also means more because we won. That is very true, Jacqueline K13. It adds a little something. The fact that Canada beat the Americans in that final in such a dramatic way, like that definitely adds to the jersey. There's Daryl Watts with a shot and a save. Yo, what? Victor Mento says it's called jacquard. Is it French? Jacquard embroidery, Jesse. That's cool. I learned something today. I learned a new word. This is like the day I learned the word queso. I didn't even know what queso was until I learned the word on the podcast. Didn't even know that was a word. Today I learned that jacquard is a word. You know, it's never too late in life to learn things. You know, you could be any age and you can learn something new. Oh, it's German, not French. It sounds French, but German makes sense. German makes sense. We says can control life. All right, stop at the action here. Going to a commercial break. Goalie covered the puck. Canada on the line here, a trip to the gold medal final. They need to take care of business here against Switzerland, and waiting for them on Thursday are the Americans. The Americans have not allowed a goal in this tournament since game number 1 in the second period. Also, stop trolling me, chat. I get bullied by the chat all the time. Can Control Life says, I don't know, LOL. I was joking about his German. I am Ron Burgundy with the chat sometimes. If you put lies into the chat, I'm going to repeat them into the camera and just be wrong. Okay? So don't bully me. I'm gullible. Don't do it. I read the chat out loud for the first time, and sometimes it's wrong information, and I say it like it's right. Stop it. Okay? Canada, Thursday. America is what is waiting for them. America has been by far, it's not even close, the best team in this tournament. The gap between America and Canada appears to have widened over the last couple of years. America dominated the rivalry series against Canada. They went undefeated. Canada is 0-7 in their last game, their last 7 games against Canada, against America. It is going to be an uphill battle if they get there. They need to close out this game first. They need to close out this game to get to that gold medal game. And once they do, they need to be able to prove that they can hang with the young talent that America has. Because I look at that American roster and I say, the next generation, which are now the current generation of American star talent on the women's side, are the ones that are getting it done for them at this tourney. I'm talking Abby Murphy. Oh, Malte can't get the pass there. She gets this one. That's Sarah Nurse. Sarah Nurse can't backhand it home. Nice save there. Sarah Nurse with an opportunity on the doorstep. Sarah Nurse does not have a goal, I believe, this tourney. Malte, oh, she just missed. Oof. Just missed that one-timer. She's got to get a better stick on that one. She can't get it in her skates there. There's Claire Thompson taking it to the net. Backhand. Can't beat the goaltender. As I was saying, the young American talent like Taylor Heisey and Abby Murphy, we don't have the talent taken over like that on this squad. So you're hoping that Canada is able to bring something they didn't in that first matchup against America on Thursday, if they make it there, because this game's not over, and bring something different to that game. Penalty here coming up on Canada. Uh-oh. Switzerland's going to head to the power play here as Marie-Philippe Poulin is trying to get in to this game on the physical standpoint after potting the first 2 goals for Canada. Let's see the penalty here. What's the call? Oh, they're reviewing it. Oh. Checking from behind. Oh, man. They're looking to see if this is a major. So MPP immediately, as she delivers the check, throws her hands up and is like, didn't mean to do that. This is iffy. This is iffy. The officials are at the scorer's table there, looking at this. Oh, I could see them calling this a major. I could see it. What are the thoughts in the chat? Because, like, she's going straight, Zimmerman is going straight at the boards, and at no point does she turn. The whole way, MPP is looking at her numbers. But Zimmerman is doing a stop up. She's doing a stop up where she leans into Poulin. So that's the only grace I could give Poulin there. But she's looking at the numbers the whole way. The whole time Zimmerman's back is turned, but she does lean in. So I can see the refs giving her that grace there. Let's see what they call here. All right, ref is turn on the mic. Turn on the mic. There we go. Downgraded. Okay, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Thank goodness. Woo! That's a very good call for Canada. I think we got a little lucky there. Kristen O'Neill, shorthanded. Laura Stacey's there, can't get the pass through. Blocked by the the Swiss defender there who laid down on the ice. That was a good chance, though, shorthanded. Kristen O'Neill's been great. He's had a great tourney so far. Switzerland 0 for 1 on the power play so far. That first time, 0 shots on goal. Wasn't a great showing by them, but this time they're actually setting up in the zone. They're passing the puck around a little, trying to get the right play. There's a shot. Goes wide. Ivana Vey couldn't hit the net on that one. Puck squirts out of the zone. They get it back in. They get it deep. Are they going to win this board battle to keep it alive? Canada. Kristen O'Neill's hit in the back. No call there. That probably should have been a penalty. That definitely should have been a penalty. Kristen O'Neill was hitting the numbers. And nothing. The refs looking the other way. Now Switzerland, one-time chance on the PP. Doesn't get to the net. There's Turnbull turning the other way. We're going to have a penalty. Another one? MPP's unhappy coming out of the box, actually asking the ref what the hell happened there. And Blair Turnbull's going to the box now. The refs are making a gong show out of this one. Poulin was banging on the glass. No way. Thankfully, she doesn't get a 2-minute unsportsmanlike for that. That would have just been icing on the cake. Refs choose not to call that hit on the numbers of Kristen O'Neill, and instead, they call it tripping on Blair Turnbull. Iggy was taken, has the right take on this. Look at her in the box, dude. What a captain. That's a leader. That is a leader. You love her energy. You love her passion. You love, even in the box, she's standing up, banging on that glass. We have a super chat from UTY209. Hurricanes fan, empathy if you lose with 10 times the shots on goal. This is Hurricanes hockey, except Team Canada's winning, right? That's the only difference. Hurricanes, they'd be down like 1-0 right now, or like 3-0. If it's the playoffs. The regular season, they'll pile on the wins, but playoffs? Playoffs? Against the Rangers? Hurricanes are losing this with 40 shots on goal. Puck has been dropped here for the Swiss power play. It's hooking. Sorry, I called tripping. I called tripping on Turnbull. It's hooking. And Switzerland's going on back to their ineffective power play. They need to utilize these opportunities if they want to be back in this game. Switzerland has not taken advantage of the 2 power play opportunities that Canada has given them so far, and they have a third one right now, and they're not getting any shots here. They're still stuck on 3 shots on goal. They try that one, it's blocked. Damien doesn't have to make a save. Canada's going to clear this one with a minute left. Molte goes back shorthanded, gets that puck, can't make her way to the net. Great play, great hustle there by Malte. Yes, Switzerland does have the same power play as the Colorado Avalanche, which is bad. Bad. Laura Stacey can't do that one. 30 seconds left in this PP for Swiss. They are not doing it right now. Looks like Canada's going to kill this one as well. 10 seconds to go here. Puck behind Canada's net. Switzerland got that shot on net, though. They got 1 shot on goal here, this power play. 1 more shot on goal for the Swiss team. That's 4 total. 4 total on the day. I want to shout out Courtney Saroux winning the 1,000-meter race in speed skating. Winning a silver medal for Canada. That is winning. It's the Olympics. Top 3 is winning. I mean, you're just competing at the games is winning. But she won in that she finished second and picked up a silver medal. Courtney Saroux. Speed skating's new heiress after the likes of like Clara Hughes back in the day. Anybody remember Clara Hughes from like 20 years ago now when she was at her peak in speed skating? Courtney Saroux doing great things at these games. That's her 3rd medal. She had a bronze in the team event, and then she had her own individual silver, and then she picked another individual silver here. Canada's going to power play. That's a penalty on Switzerland. Canada goes to the power play here. And yes, here we go. We have Mneti with the right fact that we needed to get to about Courtney Saroux. She is the daughter of an NHL legend. Hold on. Let's pull up the stats here before we get to yapping. Courtney. Oh, power play opportunity. Puck has been dropped. Oh, no. Daryl Watts. Spooner can't fish it out there and shoot it home. That's where Natalie Spooner is at her best, is that net front presence. All right, Courtney Saros facts. Facta. The daughter of Yves Saros, who played for the Canadiens, the Flames, the Avalanche, the Senators, and the Thrashers, and the Predators between 95 and 2001. She's an ice sport Nepo baby. Courtney Saros. I don't remember Yves Saros at all in terms of his hockey history. Where was DB? 3rd round pick. Oh my goodness. 61st overall by the Montreal Canadiens. Career high 2 goals in a season in 28 games for the Avalanche in 96-97. Canada here winning this face-off. That was a quick whistle on that cover of the puck there. You would have liked Canada to get a little opportunity there to get that rebound when it was totally loose. Oh, there's Sarah Fillier with a wide open cage, but she can't get her stick on the puck. Rolls right off of her stick. The puck does, and it goes to the back. There's another shot by Renata Fast that does not get through. Sarah Fillier had a wide open cage, couldn't connect. Oh. Minute left here in this period. Canada, 25 seconds left on the power play. Circling there. Back up top. Thompson wheeling and dealing. Thompson circling. Thompson sends it back up there. Long shot. Save. Four seconds left. Branley there. Makes a save. 4 seconds left in the power play. 33 seconds left in the period. Iggy was taken, says she still has 2 more chances for medals as well. Yeah, Courtney Saros, still chance to collect more medals in speed skating here. Yves Saros' daughter, Colorado Avalanche great, Yves Saros. 2 goals in 28 games. I'll pull up some more of his stats. M. Nettie says, Yves Saros holds the record for penalty minutes in Switzerland. We got to look at his penalty minute stats. They bring it up on screen. We'll scroll Hockey Reference together. We're going to get to the end of the period here. 3, 2, 1. Canada can't get anything there at the end of that period. And we are going to go to the third with Canada only with a 2-0 lead. The Swiss team has had opportunities because Canada has taken a lot of penalties. And Switzerland has not taken advantage of those opportunities that Canada has given them because Canada has been very good on defense. And that's an also important part of this game, defense. All right, I have on the screen here, it's going to block me because I got to put it big because they're small numbers. So there you go. This is Yves Saros' numbers in the NHL. Pims are there. 26 penalty minutes in 20 games. 26 penalty minutes in 20 games for the Atlanta Thrashers in 2001. Like I said earlier, career high 28 games. Actually, 95-96. Those combined games there, the 25 plus 14, those 39 games, that's his career high in games. They're not an illustrious NHL career, but 106 games, 10 goals, 10 assists, minus 20, 51 penalty minutes. That's crazy. Anyways, thank you, Yves Sereau, for giving us Courtney Sereau, who is just banking all the medals for Canada at these Olympic Games. If Courtney will visit her dad at a game in the next 2 weeks, we are hoping to make a little celebration of her accomplishments in the Olympics. What do you mean, visit her dad? Is he still playing? What is he doing? Is he coaching? It says here on his Wikipedia page, he used to be a broadcaster, and then now he accepted the role of head coaching with the SCL Tigers of the NL, the National League, that's the team in Switzerland, on January 16th, 2022. And yes, SLS 98 says, oh, okay, M. Nettie, you got to give us this info. We have a celebrity in the chat. M. Nettie says, I work for the same team as Yves. He's a coach. I work in the back office. Yo. That's sick. Can you give Yves my best? Tell Yves he got a lot of time on a random Canadian live stream. I don't know if Yves ever thought that he would get this much airtime. I guess he's from Quebec, so he should be expected to be talked about in Canada. But on a live stream, I don't know if he expected to get, what is this, 3-minute segment now on his hockey career in 2026? Shout out Yves. Shout out Courtney. Shout out Megan Oldham as well. Picked up the gold medal in the skiing flippy things that Eileen Gu was supposed to dominate in. Canada took home gold. Love to see it. We're going to do a little hockey card pack opening here. Tim Hortons, your local Tim Hortons. Your local Tim Hortons. You can pick up these Team Canada trading cards. Sidney Crosby's on the cover of this booklet. He looks gorgeous. We're looking for a donut card. We're looking for a signed Nathan McKinnon card. There's only 29 of those. We're looking for a signed Sidney Crosby card. There's only 87 of those. We're hoping that in this pack here is one of those things, but first let me just read the super chats out. Sydney Magic wrote earlier, Clara Hughes has also won a bronze in cycling in the Summer Games. Yeah, Clara Hughes is one of the few athletes in history that has medals in the Summer Games and the Winter Games. Clara Hughes, sporting icon for this country. Big fan. We have a super chat here from Name Tags. Pierre Cronin has been banned for the rest of these games by the French Hockey Federation. I think it's ridiculous that they did that. Like, I feel like they're too... I used the word sensitive before, but I feel like that's a good word to describe them being offended by his taunt to the crowd. It's hockey. He tried to beat up Tom Wilson, and you're worried about him taunting? Like, what's the bar here? Like, taunting isn't a part of hockey? We don't want our athletes taunting. It's hockey. People beat each other's faces, but the crowd taunting is too far? Get out of here. Thank you for that super chat, Name Tags. Appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in, Name Tags. Appreciate your presence. Francois LaBelle says, time to get the donut. Yes, the donut. Here we go. Let's open this thing up. All right, so the middle one is the special one. I do this every time, but just for anybody who doesn't know, who didn't missed me do it the other times. The middle one is the special one. So I pull the top one, and this one is a Steven Stamkos base card. Steven Stamkos, poor Steven Stamkos, his career, it peaks in the era when NHL players aren't at the Olympics. I feel bad for him. Should have been an Olympian. Couldn't go that other time because of the injury. Couldn't go any of the other times because they weren't going. And now can't ever go. Steven Stamkos base card. Next up. Carey Price. Hey! That's cool. Sochi. 972 save percentage. 5 wins, 2 shutouts, a 0.59 GAA. Maybe the greatest goalie performance in the history of the Olympics. Greatest goalie performance in the history of the Olympics, considering the stakes and who he was up against. Last card. A program of excellence, Sam Montembeault. Starting 7 games in net for Canada at the 2023 World Championships, Montembeault kept a stout 939 save percentage, and with 21 saves in the finals, he backstopped his country to a 5-2 win over Germany. So other program of excellence cards that I have are Blair Turnbull, and I have Robert Thomas. So this is our 3rd program of excellence card, and that is the Sam Montembeault program of excellence. So now we have 3 program of excellence and 0 donut cards still. 0 donut cards, 0 signed cards, but a couple program of excellence. All right, I'm going to play you a clip from the Chris Johnston show. Once again, a different clip this time. Them still talking about the Olympics, but a Chris Johnston show clip as we all watch Team Canada try and get this medal here in pairs free skating. Is this for a medal? They're doing a pairs free skating thing on CBC during intermission. But I'm going to be back at the end of this intermission after you watch this clip from the Chris Johnston show.
So the record for most points by a player at a tournament with NHL players, Teemu Selanne and Saku Koivu hold that at 11 points. Connor McDavid already has 6. Do you think he breaks the record at this tournament?
I do.
I think he could.
He definitely could. I mean, the question is this. We don't know if Canada's going to go to the gold medal game. If Canada loses in the quarterfinals, which I'm not predicting, he's only going to play 2 more games there. Like, that's what's crazy, how quickly the tournament goes. Or likely 2 more games. Yeah, they won their division. Yeah, so they definitely are skipping the qualification round. So Canada's going to play France on Sunday, and then they go right to the quarters. So, if they get by the quarters, it's going to be a 6-game tournament. Anyway, I'm not going to hedge my bets. I mean, based on what we're seeing, like, why would the beauty of this, quite honestly, I think sometimes having that extra game, Canada had the extra game. I don't know if you remember this in 2010 in Vancouver. And I think it benefited that team because they were slow starting, and it helped them, gave them another game of reps and got their lines solidified and everything, and they played better as the tournament went on. But when the team started this well as Canada has, to me, getting practice day instead of having to play a game there is beneficial. Getting a little more rest is beneficial. And I just think McDavid's a man on a mission. I mean, there's just no way around it. He made that 6 points look easy. It could have been way more than 6 points for 2 games for him. So I think he'll get 6 more plus.
Again, against some decent teams in Czechia and Switzerland. We raved about the forward lines at 5-on-5, and if a top line of McDavid and McKinnon and Celebrini could be considered generational, then what about that top power play unit with Makar, McDavid, McKinnon, Reinhart, and Sidney Crosby? that looks like the greatest power play unit I've ever seen.
And they didn't score at least on one of the power plays in this game, right? So
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
but still, just the skill, what they're able to do, working down low, making opportunities happen. Like, good luck out there against those guys.
What I loved is that if you remember the first goal they scored a minute into the Four Nations tournament, it was Crosby backhand to McKinnon, like cross crease, really like bang bang play. Yeah, like that's one of the set pieces they have on that power play, and so the other teams know that by now. Like they could scout it back then.
The Swiss picked up on that. Right.
But even the Czechs, I think, picked up on it. Like Gudas knew what he was doing, but McDavid still got the puck across, right? Like even when they know what you're trying to do, you can still do it. I mean, that's where you get to sort of a level of mastery that, I guess that's what the best of the best of the best do. And that's exactly what that power play is. I got a couple quotes from the Czech coach, which I thought were interesting.
Sure.
One of them was, the guys worked hard. They left everything there, but Canada's quality is unbelievable. It was a clash with perfection. He also said when they won the World Championships a few years ago, something I had referenced is they built up to that performance at the end. He said, here we had no chance. We went straight to the giant. So, some of that was quotes made by the Czech coach in Czech that were translated, but, a lot of respect too, obviously for the Canadian team. Like, again, there always would be, but I think even other countries are used to seeing them struggle a bit, and there hasn't been any evidence of that just yet.
No, we haven't seen that. Totally cool if you don't have an answer to this question, as I know what you've been able to watch has been limited. But off of what we've seen in the first handful of games so far, I think we've established that Canada has looked the best of any team, I would say. Who do you think looks like a challenger, or the biggest challenger, the biggest threat to the Canadians right now? Is it the Americans who are off to a good start with their tournament? Is it another team? Well,
I'm still going to say the Americans just based on kind of roster respect and all that. And they played Latvia to start. I just, I want to see them, and I say this with respect to the Latvians, of course, but I want to see them play some of the tougher teams and see how they progress. But I still think they're going to be there. Like there's no, put it this way, there's no cause for concern. It's just almost like an incomplete report card is my reference for them. Now, it's kind of funny how things go. This is the other thing with the tournament being so short. Like you see the polls of reaction. Finland was not very happy place to be after their first game, losing to Slovakia. But they played very well against Sweden and earned the victory they had in their second game. And it made me think, okay, knowing what Finns always do in international hockey, never an easy out ever for anybody. No. I think we're at the point you don't even need to say it. They've won so many world championships. They actually won the last Olympics, not with NHL participation, but still, it's no surprise to understand that they're going to be there somewhere at the end in and around the medal chase. So I think that they look ahead of Sweden for me at this point. I actually thought the Swiss looked really good in that game. I know this final score looks a little more lopsided than the game actually was. It's a 2-1 game halfway through, give or take. It becomes a 3-1 game, but they had some chances. Like Logan Thompson really held Canada in at some key moments, I think, to make that look a little bit more one-sided than actually the run of play reflects. So, I would say right now I'm looking at Finland, I'm looking at the US, and I'm looking at Switzerland. Don't want to sleep on the Swedes, but it wasn't they just seem out of rhythm. Like they obviously are not generating very much offensively at 5-on-5. And you see Philip Forsberg getting no ice time in one game, very little in the next. Like it's just hard to.
Why is that happening? Why are they deploying Philip Forsberg in this way?
I can only go based on the quote from the head coach, Sam Hallam, which was that he doesn't think he has sort of a bottom six skill set, that if the top six roles are spoken for, it's harder to get him worked in there. Now, look,
I don't know, man. That's one of your best players you have on your team, and you can't work him into your lineup. What are you doing?
Well, he's certainly a guy who'll shoot it in the net for you. Like you get down in a game,
you don't want that on your team. Like what?
Well, it's not that they don't want him. They're just
they don't want him, but like they're not playing him in a more consistent spot. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm not going to act like an expert on Team Sweden, but like that doesn't. You find a way to put your best players in the lineup and give them an opportunity to put the puck in the net. And a guy like Philip Forsberg, who's shown that he can score at the highest possible level, he can't fit in your bottom six because of his skill set and what you want from that. I don't know, man. Like that's a little weird coming. That's weird to me.
Well, the other thing that we should mention if we're talking about Sweden, Philip Gustafsson, couple leaky-ish goals, and he was playing very well in the NHL, but I'm not pinning the losses on him, but it doesn't help, right? It sort of exacerbates the other issues. It brings me to the most interesting story of the day for me. I don't know if you saw this whole thing out of Finland. My buddy Sammy Hoffren reported about some Finnish players going to the federation and lobbying over the summer to get Paul Maurice brought onto the staff, if not to be the head coach.
I did see this
going into the Olympics. And they have Antti Pennanen is the gentleman's name that coaches his team. He actually was previously known for coaching the team in Finland. I think I told the story a long time ago in the pod that it's like the Toronto Maple Leafs of Finland. And they blew like a big series loss when he was there. And they sort of play under a curse. Now I'm not blaming all that history on the coach, but I remember he had some funny quotes about it after they lost, relating to them being the Helsinki Maple Leafs or temporary Maple Leafs. Anyway, but there's a disconnect, it seems, right? And I guess the disconnect disappears when you beat Sweden in a game. Now everything's good in the Finnish camp, but there's a sense that the players maybe don't have full respect for them, or that they don't feel that they're up to the same level. And I just wonder, it's an interesting idea. Like, I have no idea if Paul Maurice would want to do this. And I realized this was basically the nut of this story for anyone who didn't hear, is the players themselves. And look, we don't have to think too far of who the players would be. There's 4 players on Team Finland that play for the Florida Panthers. And 3 at this tournament because Barkov's injured, but still 4 day-to-day players. And, those guys have done a lot of winning with Paul Maurice. So I would imagine it came from that camp, the idea anyway. And where am I going with this? I just wonder if hockey would we ever start seeing this? There's no rules about having to be behind your own country's bench or anything like that. Everyone's fair game. But I wonder if some of these other countries would ever think about going to NHL coaches. I'm not saying they have to be Canadian heritage, which is what Paul is. I wonder, because it does feel like some of the shortcomings that we see.
There's no time, CJ. We are back. Second period action is getting underway. 30 seconds in. They drop the puck so fast after commercial breaks. They just get right at it. I apologize. Third period action here. Second intermission done. I'm going to get the score clock on the board for you so you can follow on with what's on my screen and sync it right up. Shots are 35-5 for Canada in this game, and it is 2-0. There we go. Third period action underway. Minute and a half in. Swiss coming out with energy. You guys want to play a round of Name That Guy? We haven't played Name That Guy yet today, and I feel like we should. It's becoming a stream tradition. There's a shot and a save. Poulin looking for the third goal of the game for her. And the hats to fall onto the ice. Brantley makes that save, though. Brantley's been good. The Switzerland goaltender, Brantley, has had a really good afternoon. I've had no problems with her game so far. They're not losing because of her. They're losing because of the lack of offense and taking advantage of the opportunities that Canada has given the Swiss team, which have been few and far between. Like, their power play couldn't get anything going. They haven't, made, even at 5-on-5, haven't gotten a ton of pressure. Like I said, the 6 shots now, they're at 5. Andy says, who's better for Canada in the Olympics, MPP or Crosby? Just because Crosby hasn't played as much as her, it has to be MPP. She just has more games, and more big moments. But Crosby's been just as unbelievable when he has played. Oh, there's a chance for Laura Stacey. Can't find it 5-hole. Can't beat Branley there. Canada, good chance there. Yeah, MPP has 3 golden goals, says Iggy was taken. Crosby has the big one, and then just solid performances where he's the leader and Canada wins and dominates. But she's been so clutch. So I'd give the slight edge to MPP. It is close, though. But MPP gets that win, that nod. Oh, clock stopped there. Let's get that reset for you. There you go. Shots are now 40-6. I got to figure out my guy for name that guy. We've had Artem Zub. That was a good name that guy. I think I know what team I want. Now I just need the guy on that team. Here's Canada entering the zone with speed. There's a chance on goal. Branley makes the save. Darryl Watts with the chance there. Poulin. Pressure in the puck there. Good little defense, offense and defense. That's what you like to see out of your captain. Okay, if you have not been here with us before, we like to play this game called Name That Guy. I write down the name of a guy, and you got to name him. First person to name that guy. Oh, no! The Swiss get one on the board. You don't expect that every day. Canada playing behind their own net. Thompson gets pickpocketed there. Claire Thompson. Not great. So Claire Thompson gets some pressure from behind from Mueller. Mueller's able to find Ensler out in front after stealing that puck. And that's a goal for Switzerland. And we have a 1-goal game. Wow. Ensler putting one in the back of the net for Switzerland. I did not think we'd be at a 1-goal game here. And Renee Debian's going to cover the puck there. They're showing the replay of the goal once again. Wow. When was the last time Switzerland scored a goal against Canada? I can probably tell you. Because game 1 ended in a shutout, right? It wouldn't have been like now. We got to pause, name that guy, apparently. Francois Lebel says, maybe if Canada loses here, Hockey Canada will be forced to make a change going forward. Change number 1's Troy Ryan, let's be honest. I can tell you some of the stats here. So I got a lot of pages of stuff. Here's an icing call. 13:39 left. So player stats. Let's see some of the history of Canada and Switzerland at these tournaments. O'Neill here taking the face-off draw. One goal game, 13:30 left in this game. This isn't somewhere I thought Canada would be. Shots are 40-7 for Canada. And a lot of those shots haven't been the most dangerous. You know, they've been great. You know, you want 40 shots, you don't want the 7. But you gotta get a little bit more dangerous on these shots. You gotta be able to bury some of those more. You gotta be a little more high danger. I'm thinking like that Emma Malte missed one-timer in front. Switzerland here. They lost to Canada 5-1 at the 2023 World Championships. After that, they lost to Canada 3-0 and 4-0 at the World Championships. So there you go. There you go. M. Nettie, we got the same stats there. The head-to-heads. What was the final score of game 1? Does anybody know it off the top of their head? I forget how much Canada put up in game number 1. If you can drop it in the chat for me, that'd be a good refresher of my memory. Game 1, I mean the Canada-Switzerland game 1 they played. Name That Man is coming back. Now that we are in a commercial break, I can finally write down the name of this man. Was it 4? 4-0? 4-0 says the chat. Thank you. Thank you, chat. All right, I'm writing down the name of the man. It's a 1-goal game in the third period. So you guys better make this Name That Man quick. We better not spend a lot of time on Name That Man. Oh, Chelsea says, missed my super chat. Chelsea. Do not worry. I will try and get your super chat. There we go. Thank you, Chelsea. Chelsea says, have you read the poem book by MPP's ex? I have not read it, but I've heard about the lore. That's a bit of a messy situation, right? MPP's ex implied that there was like crossover in the relationship. I think it was a little messy ending there with her and her ex. You never know where the truth is. I always assume the truth lies somewhere in the middle when you have messy endings like that. Here's Blair Turnbull on a breakaway. Forehand, backhand, can't get a shot off. Canada with an opportunity there to get that 2-goal lead back there. And Blair Turnbull can't even get a shot off there. That's been the story of Canada's shots on goal, though, right? It's been a lot of Lot of pucks over sticks. Here's Switzerland trying to get something going because they need a goal here. Oh, they're able to keep the puck in at the line. There's a shot on goal that's tipped and it stays in play. Sarah Nurse is trying to clear it now. Switzerland, if they want to get back in this, it's about playing aggressive. They got that goal by playing real aggressive on Claire Thompson. And they haven't been pressuring the puck enough here. Here's Emma Mote on the breakout leading this. Sends it in deep and goes for a change. She's off to the bench. Now the puck is behind the net. Poulin's in there. Trying to fish it out. That's a good sign for Canada. MPP near the puck. They send it up top to the blue line. Shot from far. Deflected. This is Daryl Watts playing it. And there's a shot from the blue line. That's saved there. Branley makes an easy save there. Name that man. There is an NHL player on this whiteboard right here. They're showing the Blair Thompson failed breakaway. This NHL player plays for an Eastern Conference team currently. They play defense for an Eastern Conference team currently. You better be quick with this one because we got a game with 10 minutes left. Kevin Fiala's incorrect. First correct answer gets a dancing raccoon in their honor. Kaprizov is incorrect. Defenseman, Eastern Conference team from Finland. Oh, Branley, another nice save on another shot by Poulin. Defenseman for an Eastern Conference team from Finland. Shoots left. He's a Finnish defenseman. Not Lane Hudson. There's only so many of those. There it is. All right. All right. I gotta get to the first correct answer. Jackson Bollinger. Nico Mikkola. Nico Mikkola is today's Name That Man, and that means Jackson Bollinger gets a dancing raccoon, a round of applause, and a little confetti in their honor. Nico Mikkola, today's Name That Man. Can Control Life says that's a made-up person. Jackson says, woo, good job, y'all. Everybody congratulate Jackson in the chat. Little round of applause for Jackson once again by the chat, please, and thank you. We have a puck into the bench here, so there's a timeout on the ice. Puck into the bench. We're going to a commercial break. Perfect timing, everybody. Commercial break. Sedin Magic, 1591, gives us a big old $10 super chat that says, I never thought I'd say this about Team Canada, but they can't score. MPP is the only name on the score sheet. The rest of them aren't burying their chances. That is a reality for Canada in this game and throughout this tournament. There has been a real lack of finish. There hasn't been a lot of scoring power from this team. I've actually really loved Canada's game in the neutral zone because their defense are stepping up to anybody that try and crosses that red line, and they're taking away the puck, and they're really making it difficult defensively. But offensively, we've really seen a lot of Carolina Hurricanes hockey. A lot of shots, not a lot of goals with the opportunities they've had. We'll see if that continues in this game. We'll see if that continues into a potential gold medal game. We will see. We will see. NBG says, I would be a great teacher. I've never thought about becoming a teacher. I probably wouldn't. I don't know if I'd like it. Teacher, that's such a, to be a teacher, I have so much respect for you. Teachers seem like they have a calling to be a teacher. I don't know, man, are there a lot of teachers out there who are just like, it's a job? Like every teacher I know in like real life, like Steve Dangle's better half, Mrs. Dangle, she's a teacher of like children. She teaches JK and SK, and it's like you got to be really good at that. You got to like it to deal with those kids every day, to be engaging. She's awesome. And I don't got that in me. Even like high schoolers, I was annoying in high school. And I don't know if I could ever deal with me in high school as a teacher. So, teachers, I got so much respect for you. If you're out there and you're a teacher, I respect you. I respect what you do dealing with the kids, raising the kids for our society. You are molding our children and our society as we have 7:30 left in the third period of a 1-goal game. A surprising 1-goal game. Canada, Switzerland on the line here. A trip to the gold medal final. Switzerland, puck in the offensive zone. They're trying to get a hold of it, pressuring a little. Canada's going to escape with it here as Emma Malte skates up to center and is able to dump it after she reaches the red line. Canada keeps the puck in the zone as Blair Turnbull now along the boards, holding the puck there, killing time. Well done, Blair. Canada keeps the puck in. Shot from the blue line there by Jocelyn The Rock. Goes wide. Oh, we got a little kerfuffle on the ice. Laura Stacey is on top of the Swiss player. The refs are calling it. The refs are saying they're blowing the whistle. Laura Stacey falls down on top of the Swiss player, and we're getting a face-off here. Here comes the first line. MPP Daryl Watts and Sarah Fillier out there trying to make some magic happen for Canada. Face-off draw 1. Shot from the blue line. Deflected. Canada can't get that puck through, and here comes Switzerland. Claire Thompson lays down the Swiss body in front. She looks a little hurt. Claire Thompson holding her shoulder or elbow there after knocking down, I believe that was Mueller. I hope she's okay. Maybe just a little bump. Switzerland coming down with speed now. Bringing the puck in the zone. Can they hold it? They haven't been able to hold it for very long. Renata Fast is able to get that puck, send it out to center. Emma Malte, who is always around the ice, is there once again to control it. She loses the puck around her own bench, though. Gives Switzerland an opportunity here to enter the zone, but they can't hold it. And here comes Canada the other way as Ella Shelton's able to break out for Team Canada. They dump it in with a shot on net, and the puck comes back out to center. 5 minutes to go. Team Canada looking to hold on to a 1-goal lead. Shots are 44-8, but it's felt a lot closer than that this afternoon. There's a beautiful play In the slot by Laura Stacey to knock down the puck out of midair and send one on goal, but there's a nice save by Brandley to keep this a 1-goal deficit. Ooh! Laura Stacey. What a save there by Brandley. What a play by Stacey. 2-1 remains the score. How are we feeling, people? We nervous? Stress-free? Canada's just got to hold on here for this 2-1 victory. We have one more pack of Tim Hortons hockey cards to open up. Find these at your local Tim Hortons. Robert Malloy is correct in the chat. There should be like 15 more calls. Ref says put away their whistles late here. We're going to open up this pack of hockey cards. Blair Turnbull! Look at that! What are the odds? Blair Turnbull. We can actually look up the odds. The odds are pretty good. Blair Turnbull here. Team Canada hockey card, base card. She played for Canada in 2018 and 2022. 4 goals in 2022 in Beijing. Next card, we're looking for a signed Nathan McKinnon card. Signed Sidney Crosby card. We got a Thomas Chabot. Thomas Chabot card. Base card. One more to go. Here it is. It is a Brent Burns gold medalist card as we are back in action. We have returned from the commercial break. And Canada loses that face-off. Actually wins that face-off, but the puck squirks out of the zone there. Sarah Fillier couldn't get that puck into the back of the net. And we're going to regroup here. Canada has the puck in the zone. Another shot from deep, but that one can't get through either. There is Blair Turnbull, whose card we just pulled. I just dropped the card. Here we go. Blair Turnbull. Gold medalist. Brent Burns card. That's our specialty card. No donut card once again. No sign cards once again. We will keep looking. That is our third pack opening of the day. I promise you 3 every stream. We have done 3. And now, with 3:50 to go, Canada is looking to hold on to this thing and get to the gold medal game to play the Americans. This has been a lot more tense than we thought it would be this afternoon. James Stemler is asking me my thoughts on France banning Crinan from continuing. I don't like it. I don't care. I think taunting the crowd, it's hockey. You can get fired up, it's fine. I think it's a little overzealous by them to ban him from the game. Chill. Let him do his thing. Canada is able to stop that little rush there by the Swiss player. They can't get anything going. I assume they're going to try and get this puck in deep to pull their goaltender. They haven't been good with the man advantage so far this game, so I don't know how dangerous they'll be with the extra attacker, but you got to try it. You got to try it if you're Switzerland. Ella Shelton there. Shot out of play. Stoppage in play, 2:48. You got to pull the goalie soon if you're Switzerland. I know you haven't been good with it so far this game, having a man advantage, but you got to try something. This is your tournament. If you don't win this game, you are in the bronze medal game, and you are eliminated from the gold, so you might as well try it. I think they're just trying to get control of it in the zone. Here they go. They get control of it. Shot from the blue line. Canada does a great job not letting it through. Sarah Fillier turns the other way. Goalie still not out. Goalie is still not out as Sarah Fillier went for a change. Switzerland here regrouping at center ice. They send it in deep. Switzerland does. They dump it in. They haven't been good at the dump and chase all day long. And now the goalie is out. Brantley has gone to the bench. Canada sends it to the end of the ice, and that is going to be an icing. Oh! A penalty. On Switzerland. Wow, Canada bailed out there by Vey, that's a bad hit. Vey lays the body down on Laura Stacey. You can't do that. Canada to the power play. That's a brutal penalty. I feel bad for her, but I feel happy for Canada. That is great for our girls to go to the PP here. I think that's the right call. You can't do that. This game's going to end on the power play, pending a goal from Canada, but they should be able to ice it here. If they can't score, they'll be able to run out the clock unless Switzerland has some magic shorthanded. This is what is on the line here. Ooh, MPP, nice play there. Plays it with a high stick, but can't do anything. Switzerland's going to try shorthanded. 1-on-4. It's not going to work. Not going to work there. Brantley is out of the net. We're back to 5-on-5. We're 5-on-5 here. Canada has the empty net, though. And Switzerland's going to get this puck. Okay. It's not over. Canada can't find the empty net there. They kind of send it back down deep. Oh, Natalie Spooner there. Nice catch at center ice. Just sends it back down. Playing it safe. 25 seconds. Canada hopefully just wins this puck battle in their own zone. There you go. Okay. Puck's in the offensive zone for Canada. They send it back in. They're just ragging the puck. Switzerland, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Canada, there it is. Team Canada. A slight scare by Team Switzerland as they make it close. A 1-goal victory. And as we all thought it would be, as we all thought it would play out, it's Canada, USA for the gold medal Thursday, 1 o'clock Eastern, from Milan, me from Toronto. Canada's going for gold. Great victory today. They took care of business. Little round of applause for Canada. The effort they are going to need to bring against this American team will need to be otherworldly. Team Canada has looked like the second best team this tournament because America has been dominant. They've only allowed 1 goal this entire tourney, and that was in the first game and the second period. Since then, they've been perfect. But this is Canada. They got MPP. They got Captain Clutch. They have risen to the occasion before. Recent history isn't on their side, but don't count them out because you never know what the pressures of a gold medal will bring. If I remember correctly, America was counting their gold medals with a skater by the nickname of the Quad God a couple nights ago. And we saw how that thing went down. On paper, things look good. Things look good on paper. But they don't play the games on paper, people. They play the games on ice. And this time they're playing them in Milan. So Team Canada, I'm asking on Thursday, you rise to the occasion, you bring your best, you bring a level of play that we haven't seen at this tournament so far from you, and you give those Americans one hell of a game. I hope you are tuning in. I hope you are tuning in on Thursday for that action. I will be here with you enjoying that game no matter how it goes. Whether you are American, whether you are Canadian, whether you are impartial to all of this, we're going to have a good time. We are going to have fun, and somebody on Thursday is going to walk away with a gold medal. So I will see you then. Before you leave this, hit like on this video. Hit like on this video. It costs you nothing. You spent your time here. You might as well click that little thumbs up for us. If you really want to support us, hit subscribe on the channel. And that's all I'm asking for you for the rest of your day. All right. Adam Wild's going to be streaming live tomorrow. Some of the pre-qualifying games. Steve Dangles will be back for the men's Team Canada team on Wednesday. And then I will see you on Thursday. That is